Alhamdulillah wahda, wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da, amma ba'd. We have been discussing the derived nouns. We have talked about ism al-fa'il, maf'ul, dharf, ala, sifa, and tafdeel. From thulathi mujarrad, you know the ism al-fa'il comes on the scale of fa'ilun, except for bab karuma, where it comes on the scale of fa'il, kareem, sa'id, ba'id. And the paradigm is same. Nasirun, Nasirani, for example. Nasiruna, Nasiratun, Nasiratan, Nasirat. And Ismul Maf'ul likewise would be on the scale of Maf'ulun, Mansurun, Masmu'un, Maftuhun. And the paradigm will be Mansurun, Mansurani, Mansuruna, Mansuratun, Mansuratani, Mansuratun. And then there will be Dharf on the scale of Maf'al to Maf'alani, Maf'aluna, Mafa'il. Sorry, Jama Muzakkar is actually the broken one, so Mafa'il. And this is the Ghairu Munsarif, that's why it doesn't take tanween. Then Ala, Mif'al, and Mif'al, and Mif'ala, all three scales. So Midrab, Midrab, and Midrabah. And Ismu Sifa on the scale of Fa'il, Fa'ul, Fa'alan, Fa'il, and there are several others, but these are the common ones. And then the colors and defects are also on the scale of af'alu. The mu'annas would be feminine, fa'la'u, and plural for both combined is fu'lun. The ahmar, hamra, humrun, aswad, sawda, sudun. The defects likewise, asmam becomes asam due to the fact that there is two means. You have to merge them together into one. And asam, and samma, and summun. أعمى عمياء عمي أطرش ترشا طرش. So this is how it would go, the same scale. And then اسم التفضيل أفعل. If you wanted to explain some of the extra bits which comes on the scale of أفعل. So أفعل is actually the color and defect scale as well as the tafdeel scale, which is comparative or superlative degree. So أصعب, more difficult or most difficult. Akbar, the biggest or bigger if you want to compare with someone. Aqlal is aqlal as asmam, but you have to merge them, those two lams together. So aqal, shifting its sign to the one before it, which is hakina as well in qaf here, and then combining together. And ashdad becomes ashad, ahkam, a'la. Akbar, akbarani, akbarun, and akabiru as well. Jama mukassar and salim both. Kubra, kubrayani, and kubrayat, and kubar. And if you wanted to express the superlative or comparative degrees, tafdeel, elated to the color or the defect, then you have to use ashaddu or aktharu and then masdar. So you will say aswadu, you can't say aswad means very black or blacker or blackest. Rather, you have to say ashaddu sawadan, the strongest or the most in blackness. Ashaddu sawadan, ashaddu biyadan. And when you use it, you can use this af'alu as elative, as comparison or a superlative degree. Then you use either min, Zaidun a'lamu min fulan, someone is more knowledgeable than someone else, so you use this comparison, Zaidun a'lamu min amrin. Or you could just, in that case, keep this min, whether it is from feminine or for plural, it doesn't matter. You always use the same word, af'alu scale, a'lamu, for example. Even for feminine, Aisha a'lamu. Even for plural, an-nisa'u ad'afu. So you still use a singular masculine form. You can also use, rather than with me, min, you can also use with mudaf or al. If you just add al to it, that is superlative degree as well. So you say Zaidun a'lamun nas with mudaf ilayh construction. So Zaid is the most learned of people. And Zaydun al-a'lamu, Zayd the most learned. So it should be Zayd is most learned of people. And then in this situation, when you're making it mudaf, you have a choice. You could say Maryam afdalun nisa, masculine, afdalu. Or you could say Maryam fudlan nisa, feminine word. Likewise, you could say al-anbiya afdalun nas, singular form for afdal for anbiya, which is plural. Or you could say afadilu as plural. So you could use feminine, masculine, singular, plural. You have choice to use it like this. You can make it conforming to the number, or you don't have to. So you have a choice there. Okay. But when it is with al, the third form, so remember, when it is with min, you can make it, you have to make it singular masculine form afdalu, for example. When you make it mudaf, you have a choice, either correspond or just make it singular masculine. And when it is with al, then you have to make it correspond to the number of individuals you're describing, and likewise their gender. So their number and their gender must correspond with al form. So the three ways of showing elative case, the comparison or superlative degree or tafdeel, either with min, where you have to make it singular, or with al, where you have to make it correspond, or mudaf, mudaf ilayh way, and that is a choice. You can do either singular form or correspond to the number and gender. So ismul tafdeel is a summary of that. You either have with min, where you have to make a singular and muzakkar. Az-zayduna afdalu min amr. So many zayds are better than amr. Ar-rajulan, two men are better than amr. All the women, Hind, all the women named Hind, they are better than amr. So if you make it like this with min, then you have to make it singular masculine, whether this is singular plural or tathniya dual or feminine plural. Whereas with mu'arraf bil-lam, you have to correspond for singular, singular. So al-afdalu, so you have to say al-waladu al-afdalu, singular, singular. Al-bintu al-fudla, so feminine, feminine, and singular. Al-mar'atan al-fudlayan, tathniya, tathniya, muzakkar, muzakkar. Awlad, plural, al-afdalun, plural. So you have to correspond with al. And for mudaf, mudaf ilayh, you have choice. Either you do al-rijalu, plural, afdalun nas, the best of people, or you could say al-rijalu afdalu an-nas. Men are better than people. So you have choice of this or that category. But with min, it is specific, singular, masculine. With mu'arraf bil-lam, you have to correspond. With mudaf and mudaf ilayh style, you have a choice, either this or that. Hope that clarifies it. Sometimes you delete that. You do not say what is Allah, for example, Allahu Akbaru min kulli shay or Allahu Akbaru kulla shay. You don't have to say that, it is understood. He is the best, means the best than everyone else. So you don't have to say it. Okay. The two other words they use for to suggest elative case is akhyar, which is actually pronounced as khayr, although it was on the scale of af'alu, akhyaru, ashraru, and they become khayr and shar. They use as such. This is very commonly used. The plural comes as khiyar and akhyar, shirar and ashrar, and these are actually superlative degrees, like akhyar, elative, tafdeel. Okay, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Indeed, the most honorable among you, akramakum, the most honorable of you, indallahi, in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is أتقاكم, the most muttaqi of you, most God, fearing of you. والفتنة أكبر من القتل. The fitna is أكبر, the bigger. So fitna is muannas. You still bring أكبر. You do not say kubra to make it muannas. Why? Because this is min construction. You have no choice but to make it singular, masculine. قل أأنتم أعلم أم الله. Say if you are more knowledgeable or Allah. وَلَعَبْدٌ مُؤْمِنٌ خَيْرٌ مِّن مُشْرِكٍ. This lam is lam of ta'keed. So indeed the believing slave is better than a mushrik, idolater. Khayr is actually better than, ya akhiya. وَلَأَمَةٌ مُؤْمِنَةٌ خَيْرٌ مِّن مُشْرِكَةٍ. The believing slave girl is better than the non-believing or the mushrik. فَأَيُّ الْفَرِيقَيْنِ أَحَقُّ بِالْأَمْنِ. Which of the two sides are more rightful of the peace? أَلَا لَهُ الْحُكْمُ وَهُوَ أَسْرَعُ الْحَاسِبِينَ. Indeed, be aware that Allah has the authority and He is very quick in His judgment. يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْخَمْرِ وَالْمَيْسِرِ. They ask you, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, عَنِ الْخَمْرِ وَالْمَيْسِرِ, about drinking and gambling. قُلْ say فِيهِمَا, in both of those, إِثْمٌ كَبِيرٌ, big sin, وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ, and benefit for people, advantages for people. وَإِثْمُهُمَا, and the sin of both of those is أَكْبَرُ مِن نَفْعِهِمَا, is greater than the benefit of those. The sin is greater than the benefit of those, and there are some benefits. You can sell it, you can get some money out of it, but again, the sin is greater than that benefit. So akbaru, even the ismuhuma is tathniya, but you still say akbaru because of min construction. وَإِنَّ أَوْهَنَ الْبُيُوتِ لَبَيْتُ الْأَنْكَبُوتِ. Indeed, the weakest of the houses is the house of spider. هُمْ لِلْكُفْرِ يَوْمَئِذٍ أَقْرَبُ مِنْهُمْ لِلْإِيمَانِ. They were on that day closer to disbelief than they're being closer to iman, so they're closer to kufr. أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِأَحْكَمِ الْحَاكِمِينَ. Is not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the most just of or the powerful of the ones who make judgments? He's the most just judge of the among the judges. Bala, yes, why not? Indeed, huwa ahkamul hakim. He is the most wise of the wisest. وَنَحْنُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ مِنَ الشَّاهِدِينَ. We are on it, the witness. Man al-akram inda Allah. Who is the most honorable in the eyes of Allah, in front of Allah? Al-atqa huwa al-akram inda Allah. The atqa, the most muttaqi, the most pious, is the most honorable with Allah. أي مؤمن أفضل. المؤمن, which moment is better? المؤمن القوي أفضل من مؤمن الضعيف. أي الأعمال أفضل. الصلاة لوقتها أفضل كل الأعمال. من هم أفاضل الناس؟ العلماء أفاضل الناس. من هو أفضل الرسل؟ محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم هو أفضل الرسل. أين المدرسة الكبرى? Where is the biggest or the big madrasa? هو في الشارع الكبير. أنت أكبر أم أخوك? Who is bigger, you or your brother? أنا أكبر من أخي. نهر النيل أكبر أم نهر الفرات؟ نهر النيل أكبر من نهر الفرات. Which one is bigger? اللبن أنفع أم الخمر؟ اللبن أنفع من الخمر. Which is better, which is more beneficial out of the two. ما هو أشجع الحيوانات؟ الأسد أشجع الحيوانات. أشجع, the brave. ما هو أكبر الحيوانات في الجسم؟ الفيل أكبر الحيوانات في الجسم. Or you can say الحوت, the whale, the عمر, the big. So which is the biggest of the animal with regards to the jism, the body? ما هو أنفع الحيوانات للسفر؟ الجمل أنفع الحيوانات للسفر. جمل, camel is the most beneficial for travel. أي شيء أشد حمرة الورد أم زهر الرمان? Which of the two, which is the most red the rose or the flower of pomegranate. Perhaps a rose, could be this or could be that. كيف الريح اليوم? How was the ريح, the wind today? الريح الشديدة اليوم. الريح أشد من الأمس. Compared to yesterday was شديد. هل هذه الشجرة أطول من تلك؟ نعم هذه الشجرة أطول من تلك الشجرة. This one is this tree taller than that one? Yes. هل الذهب أشد صفرة من النحاس الأصفر? Is the gold more yellow or yellowish, more yellow compared to the, I think نحاس is lead or something like that, like one of the I think petal, we call it petal in Urdu. So نحاس is petal. I don't know what it is in English. Not lead, lead is tamba. What is the other one? Anyway, something artificial metal that they use for jewelry. The yellow one. الذهب أشد صفرة من النحاس الأصفر. Okay. هذا الولد أكبر من تلك البنت. This boy is bigger than that girl. هذا الولد أكبر من تلك البنت. The air is more refined than water. الهواء ألطف من الماء. More refined. ألطف. Fine. Euphrates river is smaller than the Nile. نهر الفرات أصغر من النيل. The best book is the Quran. خير الكتب القرآن. The most truthful speech is Allah's speech. أصدق الكلام كلام الله. The red horses are more beautiful than all the horses. الأفراس الحمر أحسن الأفراس. The air is purer today than it was yesterday. So أحسن الأفراس is plural. You have choice of do plural or singular with مضاف مضاف إليه. الريح اليوم ألطف منها أمس. The wind today is better than or purer than the one yesterday. هذا الطريق أصعب من ذاك الطريق. This road is more difficult than that road. أصعب. That tree is taller than this tree. هذه الشجرة أطول من تلك الشجرة. Or it's better to say تلك الشجرة because I did the opposite way. That is تلك and this is هذا. So for feminine, هذه and تلك. Change it. Let's do it now so people do not get confused. This book is very beneficial and easy. هذا الكتاب أنفع وأسهل. More beneficial and easy. Okay, so that's that. Pretty straightforward. And let's go for text. Question is, where were we? We covered the story of somewhere in the story of Samud, I think, if I remember correctly. Allahu A'lam. You know what? You do different classes at different levels. Some of them have already covered this. Don't know where I was with you. Okay, let's do from here. If we miss something, we just go back on that. من كنعان إلى مصر. انتقل يعقوب إلى مصر وانتقل معه أولاد. What we here? Yeah, I think we did a Samud part. Yeah. Anyway, so Yaqub alayhi salam migrated to Misr, to Egypt. And with him, وانتقل معه أولاده. His family, his children also migrated with him. انتقلوا إلى مصر. They migrated, they moved to مصر لأن يوسف ابن يعقوب يوسف ابن يعقوب أن makes Yusuf into Mansub state. Ibn is sifa of that, has to be Mansub. And Yaquba in Mudaf ilay, but it is dictate, غير منصرف, would not take kasra. Kasra or majrur state is denoted by fatha in dictates. هو سيد مصر. He is the leader, head of Misr. يأمر وينهى فيها. He commands and he prohibits, means he is the one in control of everything. وكانوا في كنعان يرعون الغنم. And they used to, in Canaan, in that city where they used to live, يرعون, they used to shepherd. They used to do the shepherding of the goats and sheep, غنم, the herd. ويحلبون الشاة ويبيعون الصوف. They would milk the sheep ويبيعون الصوف, and they would sell the wool. وعبيد يوسف وخدمه يأكلون وينعمون في مصر. And the slaves of Yusuf and his servants, they would eat and enjoy the luxurious life ينعمون في مصر, in Egypt. فما يصنعون في كنعان. So what happened in Canaan? ولماذا لا يذهبون إلى مصر? So Misr, why would they not move to Misr? أرسل يوسف إلى يعقوب وأهله. Yusuf alayhi salam sent for his father and his family. وطلبهم من كنعان, and he demanded them, he asked them to come to مصر. وكان يوسف لا يطيب له طعام ولا شراب حتى يرى أباه وإخوته. And Yusuf alayhi salam, he did not like to eat or drink until he has seen his brothers, his father and his brothers. وكيف يطيب له طعام وشراب? How would food and drink be good for him? Why would he want to have them? وكيف يطيب له عيشنا? Why would he like to be living وهو وحيد في مصر, while he is alone in Misr? وماذا يصنع بالقصور? And what would he do in the palaces? وأبوه وإخوته في بيت صغير في كنعان, while his father and his siblings are in a small house in Canaan. وجاء يعقوب وأولاده إلى مصر. Yaqub and his children came to Misr. فاستقبلهم يوسف عليه السلام, welcomed them. وفرح بهم فرحا عظيما, and he became very happy, a big happiness that he received. واستقبلت مصر أسرة سيدها. The Misr welcomed them. Misr, like the whole Egypt, welcomed the family of their master, its master, which is Sayyidina Yusuf al-Islam. وأسرة ملكها الكريم, and the family of its honorable king. وفرحت بها فرحا عظيما. The all Misr, all Egypt actually rejoiced, the big joy that they had. وأحب أهل مصر هذا البيت الكريم. The people of Misr, they loved this beautiful, this honorable family, this house. لأنهم يحبون يوسف لكرمه وإحسانه إلى الناس, because they used to love Yusuf al-Islam for his generosity, for his favors to people. ولأنهم رأوا في يوسف أخذ ناصحا شفيقا, and they've seen in Yusuf a brother who is good advice, who would give good advice, a very, compassionate and nice brother. فرأوا في يعقوب والدا ماجدا كريما, and they saw in Yaqub alayhi salam honorable and noble father. فكان يعقوب كبير البلاد وشيخ مصر. Yaqub alayhi salam became the head of, or the leader of the tribe, of the people of the city. Sheikh Misr, he was the sheikh of the time, senior most person there. وكان أهل مصر له كالأبنان. People of Misr were for him like sons. وطابت ليعقوب وأبنائه الإقامة في مصر. Staying in Misr became very good and beneficial for Yaqub and his children. وصارت لهم وطنا, it became their house. والسلام عليكم.